coming to you live from the Alisa Hotel, and AAU Television is partnering with Pedagogical Leadership Training, coming to you from Accra, Ghana, and that is the Western Hub training. And PASGA is the Partnership for African Social Governance and Research, and they are the producers of PedaL. And today we have one of our special guests, and he happens to be one of the facilitators and the brain behind the modules that have been put together to bring PedaL. And we would be having a short conversation with him to find out what has been the journey for PedaL and the future for PedaL as well. Don't forget to join the conversation via our social media platforms, Association of African Universities on Facebook and AAU_67 on Twitter. You can join our TV platform also, and that is tv.aau.org, and you can just watch all our videos and our streams as well. We'll go for a short break, and when I return, I will let you know who my guest is. Stay tuned. My name has always been Kwesi Sam.
Welcome. Aanstaande maanden, welkom. Welkom. 欢迎您.
Bienvenue.
Bienvenidos.
Benvenuto.
Karibu.
Willkommen.
Sono da Zua. Wamkelekile.
Ndeping Tnuktambirai.
My name is Karena. I'm from the States, from Pennsylvania, and I'm here doing my master's in sports science. I'm working with the sports programs in Kaimundi. My thesis is based off of that. Outside of campus life, I spend a lot of time playing sports, but the connections I made through my teammates have been very nice, and we spend a lot of time going hiking, and Stellenbosch and Cape Town are beautiful. There's a lot to do. And the wine farms are unique for me because I've never seen places so fancy like that before.
Well, I really like the vibe here in Stellenbosch and the social life and
all the sport and societies.
yeah, I love Stellenbosch because the town is so beautiful and there's a lot of nice people here.
I love Stellenbosch because the landscape, the surroundings, the mountains, the weather.
Stellenbosch University is a very diverse campus with different people from various parts of the world.
I like Stellenbosch because I love surfing and there's so many beautiful beaches here.
I love Stellenbosch University because of its scenery and different cultures.
I like Stellenbosch University because of the academic opportunities.
I love Stellenbosch University because of all the opportunities that I have here that are not in my home country in America.
Stellenbosch University International is here to help us feel comfortable and help us get connected to the community and make us feel like we belong here.
Welcome back from the break. If you just tune in, you are still watching AAU Talks, and like I said, this is a special edition coming to you from Alisa Hotel, and we are privileged to be sitting with one of our great professors, and he happens to be one of the facilitators for the PedaL training. His name is Professor Hayamba Otengi, and he is from the Moi University, and especially the Director for Quality Assurance of the University of Moi. You're welcome to AATV, Doc.
Thank you, Sam.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
Great.
But my name is Hayamba Ongeti.
Ongeti. Great.
Yes,
All right. Thank you so much for the correction.
Thank you.
It's very much important. So we are privileged to be hosting you on AAU Television because we have followed the Pedagogical Leadership Train, and we know the relevance and then the impact that it's making in African universities. But most importantly, we want to understand, why did you put together these 6 models for PedaL?
Thank you very much, Sam. But maybe let me begin by thanking your television station for this opportunity to explain, to reach out to many other people who may want to understand about PASGA. It began as a dream in 20 2017, November, when we were asked to write the first draft of a diploma program for university professors. The idea was that university professors are specialists in their own fields. They are very good in their own fields, but the challenge is how to pass on this information. So we wrote that first draft, then we met for the first time in April 2018, a group of us to brainstorm, to collaborate in developing it. Initially it was supposed to be a long program, but after some time we realized that our target audience are very busy people, so we scaled it down to a program that involves face-to-face engagement and then online engagement, so that we'll be able to get together for maybe 10 days in face-to-face engagement and then allow them to go back and now engage online. At the end of it, the participants will be able to get a certificate that shows this achievement. The idea of the 7 modules was those things that we think are important. Those things that are important for a teacher at university. PedaL is about curriculum development, what we call transformative curriculum. It's about the use of theories in teaching. It's about leadership, because in fact the L is about leadership, because whatever you do, you need leadership. It's about technology, using technology to enhance learning. And those are things which we thought were very, very crucial. And those are things we come to focus on in our residential training, which most of the time takes 8 to 10 days maximum. Because these are busy people, you can't keep them for a long.
All right. So when you look at the 7 models that you have spoken about, and then throughout the journey, which started from Kenya, we moved to Uganda, to Nigeria, the Ibadan, and then to Ghana. If you look at the journey, can we say that these 7 models are exactly what the universities need, or going forward there are some that you would think you would have to modify and adapt?
Okay, first, they're all important.
Great.
Then second, along this journey, we've been modifying some of the components of those. We've not been static. We've been modifying some of the things that we think we need to emphasize, some of the things that we think we need to reduce. We've been doing that. We began in August 2018 in Nairobi. That was the launch, when we launched it. And even at the Nairobi workshop, we had people from all over Africa. It was a big group of 240. We taught them in 4 cohorts, and we thought it was effective. But we also had lessons that we learned from that. So after that, we modified certain things, like in curriculum, we modified what is it that the lecturer needs to be able to do to get instant results. So we came to focus on something like preparation of a course outline, because that is the document that the lecturer uses when he forms a contract with the learners. We saw that was a point of weakness, because some lecturers do not develop course outlines, and yet that is the information that the learners require at the beginning of the semester.
Absolutely.
What am I going to study? So the course outline tells the learner what is expected of them. It also forms a contract with the lecturer, because then the lecturer cannot go outside the course outline to evaluate, to assess what they don't need. Then we talked about constructive alignment, that whatever you're doing must be aligned, so that we are aligning objectives of teaching the course, we're aligning outcomes of teaching the course, what you expect the learners to be able to do. The activities that you teach should be connected to the outcomes that you expect. And then finally, assessment, because we are talking about assessment for learning in this
innovative assessment.
Innovative assessment. The assessment should help the learner to focus. So the course should be logical. Assessment should be based on teaching activities, should be based on outcomes, should be based on objectives. That's what we've been able to do, so that it was what do the lecturers require? And that's what we focused on. We've also had some changes, for example, in learning theories. Initially, it was like we were doing, for example, case teaching, and it was the case per se. But over time, we've come to say, no, we are not teaching case per se. We are teaching how to use the case to teach something. And that's what has been happening. We get a lot of feedback from the participants. Most of it is in writing. So we use that feedback to improve our curriculum, our teaching, our presentation.
All right. So in terms of quality assurance, we know that these models have gone through that process.
Yes.
So do you have any kind of models that you just looked up to, maybe adapted elsewhere, even beyond the African continent, in assuring the quality of everything?
Yeah. No, first of all, during the program preparation, we got support from the Open University.
Okay.
We got support from the Institute of Development Studies at University of Sussex.
Oh, okay.
So those ones came in to assure quality, to make sure that whatever we're doing is global standard. And even then, at every workshop presentation, when we're in Nairobi, when we are in Entebbe, when we are in Ibadan, when we are in Accra, the partners come to see what we're doing, and they write reports. Those reports are very useful to us, because then we use them. Because it's one thing for me to present whatever I'm doing, but it's the other person, the audience. And so usually the quality assurance officers from IDS, from Open University, come in as a third ear, hearing from another point of view, and that helps us.
All right. So let's also look at the impact that has been made so far. What are some of the experiences, the aha moment for the participant? For example, in Ibadan, one of the lecturers said, okay, I'm born again.
Yes.
Because he has been teaching at university for quite some time going through. What are some of the stories, the impact stories that you have received, and which one touched you the most?
I'll start with the experience in Ibadan, where there was a deputy vice chancellor who during the closing session, he said when he came, he didn't think it was much.
Okay.
He said, look, if it's about curriculum design, I've been teaching it. Then he said, but when they started, he saw that the approach we were adopting is different, and that there was something for him to learn. And he sat all through up to the 10th day when he was now making this. We've had great impact. But for me, the most exciting thing was 2 weeks ago in Ibadan again. No, first of all, let me say, the University of Ibadan has been one of the most proactive, because PedaL has been there 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. We were there in April. We were there for a longer to train deans and sub-deans.
Okay.
Then we were there in May to train a bigger group of about 260. Then this last month, there was a follow-up workshop that now did not involve us resource people. It involved the local resource people. In other words, after we had trained colleagues from at Mombasa in the TOT that happened,
they also became trainers.
They also became trainers.
Okay.
And they were able to now call training sessions in the University of Ibadan. And there was one lady who presented what I usually do. I was not there, but I got feedback that she did it very well.
Okay.
And I said, aha, that's an impact. Because if she can do it, and I got the report that she did it very well, I'm very happy about it. For me, that's my aha moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we all know that PedaL is the way forward for African higher education in terms of teaching and learning.
Yeah.
But then, we are using a snowball approach. What is the future for PedaL in terms of its impact on the continent?
First of all, before I answer that one, let me say, what is new about PedaL? What is new with PedaL? As I said earlier on, we teach. All of us teach at the university. But our emphasis has been on knowledge, has been in what psychologists call the cognitive domain.
Yeah.
Our emphasis has been on getting students to remember. in almost all courses at universities. But now, PedaL comes up to say, no, knowledge is not enough. And that's now the global trend. Everybody's saying knowledge is not enough. Apart from knowledge, the university student must also be able to do something else.
Absolutely.
Because we all have knowledge. But how do we know that you have knowledge if you cannot do anything? PedaL is focusing on the unemployability of graduates. So apart from knowledge, we have come up with what people are calling 21st century skills. So that we are saying, can we emphasize these 21st century skills in our curricula in universities?
Okay.
So basically, PedaL is about the knowledge and then two other things. One, practical or professional skills. And then the second one is the key transferable skill.
Okay.
So the practical skills, so when we are talking about outcomes, we have 4 levels. The outcome, one level is the knowledge level, the low cognitive level, where they remember, they understand. Then the second level is the higher cognitive level, sometimes also called reasoning level, where we want the student to be able to analyze, to synthesize, to evaluate. But now, those first two, we collapse Bloom's taxonomy in those two.
Yes.
Then the number 3, now the practical skill is, for example, if you are an engineer, what are you able to do? Are you able to draw, to design? If you are a judge, a student studying law, are you able to write a judgment? Because now that is now where you're putting that knowledge in this level of writing out a judgment. If you are business studies, are you able to write a business plan?
Sure.
Because now that's a skill which is professional, but is building on the knowledge you have from your course. And then finally, knowledge is not useful if you cannot talk to other people about it. So now the 4th outcome, what we are calling key transferable skill, is what some other people have called competencies. Others are calling them 21st century skills. That is the ability to communicate, just to talk about your area of expertise.
Sure.
If you are a chemical engineer and you cannot go to Kumasi and talk to people in Kumasi about your area of specialization, how do we know you know? If you are a doctor and you cannot explain to people how typhoid fever comes, villagers, not your fellow doctors, villagers. Now that's
there's no need.
Yes, then you don't know. So those are the transferable skills. Transferable also in the sense that you can move them from this place, you can move them from AAU to another organization, and you still have you can still do it.
Great.
Skills to do with leadership, skills to do with research and planning, skills to do with critical thinking. Now, critical thinking is about, are you able to analyze data, given information? Are you able to say, for example, that boys are more than girls here? Are you able to see patterns in data? That's because employers, check any newspaper, check any advert for a job, they are talking about those cognitive skills, but they're also talking about key transferable skills.
Okay.
Very important.
So then it means that we are still looking at the 3 domains of education. That is the cognitive,
yes,
the
psychomotor,
affective,
and affective. Yeah.
Great.
So now what we've done is to say the cognitive 1 and 2, we are okay. But then in practical skills, we bring the cognitive and psychomotor. Okay. And then in the key transferable, we bring cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. Okay. Because again, attitudes are also important. Very many employers will get rid of somebody who has a wrong attitude. Yeah. So you are good, you are very intelligent, but you come to work late, you leave when you want to leave. Then we would rather take this other fellow who is not very intelligent, but he comes on time and he's there. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So we'll go for a short break, and when we return, we'll be looking at strategies to get most of our universities signing on to PedaL and what exactly we must be doing.
Thank you.
Viewers, we are still watching AAU Talks, and we are bringing you a special edition from Alisa Hotel, where the AAU is partnering with PASGA to bring you pedagogical leadership. Stay tuned.
We are from 47 counties of Kenya. from all over East Africa,
from different cultures and heritage,
from different religious beliefs, to this amazing place called Moi University.
At Moi University, we learn,
we serve in knowledge and innovation,
and by the time we leave to go into the world,
we are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
we are ready,
We are ready. Ready to work.
ready to share the knowledge.
We are part of something amazing.
A light into the world.
We are a community.
A community of purpose.
So come and join our journey.
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 Welcome back from the break. You are still watching AAU television, and this is special edition of AAU Talks, and we are bringing you the special PedaL edition from Alisa Hotel, and we are hosting Professor Ongeti, and he is telling us what PedaL has been and then the way forward for PedaL as well. So before we left for the break, we had wanted to move into how can we get the university signing on? Because I see PedaL as a paradigm shift in teaching and learning in Africa. I see it as a wind of revival and making sure that there is a great transformation in our teaching and learning. How can we get strategically our vice chancellors, our deans, and all the leadership of African higher education to buy into PedaL?
Yeah, thank you, Kwesi. Now, the way we've been doing it, we've gone like the Eastern Hub, the Western Hub. That's where we've been going. But in the next 2 months, we are now going to individual universities.
Okay.
For example, it's on the cards. We're going to go to Egerton University in Kenya.
Okay.
It's on the cards. We're going to go to a university in Uganda. It's in the cards. We're going to go back to Lagos in Nigeria. In fact, very strongly represented. February next year, we're supposed to go to University of Jos in Nigeria. But, and then of course, Moi University, where I teach, agreed long time ago just the logistics, because it was not among the original 7 universities of MRPP, but now we are coming on board very strongly.
Okay.
So we're just looking for time where colleagues can come and talk to the train people at Moi University. But one thing I can say with a lot of confidence, any vice chancellor who has come into contact with PedaL wants it done in their university.
Okay.
That's what I have seen. Even as we talk, the vice chancellor of the University of Ibadan is in there.
Sure.
Yes.
University of Ilorin as well.
Ilorin is also there. And this is not the first time they are coming. And as I said, the University of Ibadan is fully hooked on it. And they've had trainings. So anybody who has heard what's going on will want it. I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
A group of people went to Egypt. Vice Chancellor, 1 DVC, and senior academics. When they go to Egypt, they visited 3 universities. And they found the universities in Egypt were teaching skills. But the skills they were talking about are the skills we are emphasizing in PedaL. So when they came back, they said, that's what we want to do. I told them, no, we all don't have to go to Egypt. We can bring PedaL here, and they will tell you the skills we're talking about. So, given time, the individual university teaching will take place. We are counting if we can do 25 universities in Africa, that will be enough so that percolation goes down. Apart from that, the people we train to be trainers are a very strong group of ambassadors, because they go and they become a community of practice, and they begin to push these skills down slowly but surely. Skills of developing curriculum, skills of using technology to teach, because we can't run away from technology now. And given the numbers we have, if you have technology, you make your work easier. Skills of using learner-centered methods like role play, they are not new, but people have not been using them.
Sure.
So now what PedaL is doing to say, this is what you can do. And those are the things that make learning more enjoyable. Because you are participating, you enjoy it.
Okay.
So we think that with time, it's going to go down and very far.
Okay.
Our target is maybe by the end of next year, we'll have done 25 universities. If we'll have done 25 universities, that is good. Then the people who are trained, train others, and it multiplies. It's like a bushfire.
Yeah. So, Prof, do you have any plans of PedaL becoming more or less like a continental center of excellence in teaching and learning, where annually, when universities are recruiting new lecturers, they bring them to that center for training as well? I don't know, at the apex level, do you have...
No, maybe I will not be the right person to answer that, but what I know is this. It started as an academic program, which is being first rolled out in Egerton University. And then Uganda Matters University has accepted it as a master's the degree
program.
Yeah, degree program. So you can see the number of people who are going to be trained. And even all these people we are training are eventually supposed to get a diploma from the Egerton University. They are enrolled and they get that. So we may not have a center of excellence in PASGA because maybe that's not their role. But within the universities, this is being done. They are adopting it as a diploma, as a degree, and it will work.
Yeah. All right, so Prof, so this is your camera. Just look through and then share a simple message to all vice chancellors in Africa. What you want them to do in terms of PedaL.
Thank you very much. Now, for me, I got converted to PedaL. So I'm speaking, maybe I'm biased to say that PedaL is the way to go. PedaL is about improving skills, and perhaps for all of us, instead of having to take, because the difference between African universities and American universities, for example, is in the way teaching is done. So if we as Africans can improve the way teaching is done in our universities, perhaps then we don't have to go very far in American universities. So mine would be to persuade managers of universities to find ways of introducing new pedagogy in the universities so that we can move forward to the 21st century together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kwesi.
So much happy
Thank you very much.
to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Viewers, this has been a special edition of the AAU Talks brought to you by the AAU TV, and is a special PedaL session brought to you at the Alisa Hotel, Accra, Ghana. My name has always been Kwesi Sam. Thanks for watching.